Hey, it's Dave with FlipperForce, and I'm going to show you how you can analyze a potential flip property and create a professional investment report for your business partners, investors, and lenders in 5 minutes or less. So the deal I'm going to analyze is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property in Kansas City, and the property is probably worth around $175,000 after repairs, and the seller is currently asking $100,000 for the property. So we've got some pictures here. You can see it needs quite a bit of work to the exterior with a new roof, some new windows and painting. And then on the interior of the property, we will be remodeling the kitchen and then the bathrooms as well, and then installing all new finishes throughout the property. So let's turn on our stopwatch here and let's see how long it takes for us to analyze this potential house flipping deal. Alrighty, I've got the timer set and we're ready to go. So remember, the after repair value is the amount that we can resell the property after we make the repairs to the property. So I'm going to input $175,000 as our after repair value. Our next step is going to be our purchase price. So you remember the seller is asking $100,000 for the property. Now this isn't necessarily what we're going to offer, but I'm just going to plug in $100,000 here as what the seller is asking. And then the calculator is actually going to recommend what we should purchase the property for. So the next step is our repair costs on the property. Now we've got a couple different options here. You can just plug in $50,000 or whatever value you want to do there. You can do a detailed estimate, but since we're doing a quick analysis here, we're just going to plug in around $35 a square foot. So that's going to vary depending on the scope of work and everything, but generally for a rehab like what we're doing here, it might be about $30 to $50 a square foot. So 35 times 1,500 square feet is equal to $52,000 for the repairs. Now our buying costs are generally going to be about 1 to 3% of the purchase price. So I'm going to plug in 2%, which is $2,000. Holding costs, you can do a detailed estimate of that, but I'm just going to plug in about $750 for 5 months. So we're going to hold on to the property for 5 months, and that $750 is going to cover taxes, insurance, and utilities. And then selling costs is going to be the cost we pay when we resell the property, and those are generally going to be between 6 to 9%. So I'm just going to plug in 8% here. So 8% times $175,000 is $14,000. So our next step is going to be financing. We are going to be just purchasing this property with cash, so we actually don't need to set up any financing on this deal. So our last step is going to be the profit. So this is how much we want to make on the property. So generally, I'm going to want to make about 15% of the resale value. So it's typically going to be anywhere from 10 to 15%. We're going to stick to the high end of that, so 15% times $175,000 equals $26,000 in profit in this deal, and that's how much we want to make. So now we've officially analyzed our deal, and now we're on the results page. So you can see at the top, these are just kind of our key performance metrics that we have analyzed into the deal. So we've got a after repair value of $175,000. The purchase price that we originally plugged in was $100,000. So based upon that initial purchase price of $100,000, we'd only be making $2,700 on this flip. But based upon the recommended purchase price, so if we want to make $26,000 on this flip, the calculator is recommending that we offer $76,000. So the seller might want $100,000, but that's not what we can offer. We need to be offering closer to $76,000 in order to make the profit that we want on this deal. And then you can see we've got a breakdown here of what the project costs are. There's going to be $158,000 in project costs based upon that purchase price of $100,000. And then we've got financing here, which we're doing an all cash financing, so it's not going to tell you anything there. But then this is a calculation of what the profit amount is based upon the $100,000 purchase price. And then you can see this is the recommended purchase price calculation, which basically takes your after repair value, subtracts out all of the costs and your desired profit to calculate the recommended maximum purchase price. So now let's show you the report. So we analyzed that deal in probably, 2 to 3 minutes tops, and then I spent some time there explaining everything. So let's go over to the report and show you the investment report that you can use to give to your business partners or lenders. So You can see we've got a cover page here, which is a nice cover page that you can use for your report. We've got a property information page, which summarizes all of the property information that you have on the property, as well as places a nice map on there. And then you've got a project financial overview, which summarizes all of the project costs that went into analyzing the deal, and then it'll summarize the project profit. So again, we still have our purchase price in there of $100,000, so we really need to go back and change that to something a little bit more reasonable, so $80,000 or that recommended $76,500. But this is showing what we've currently analyzed to date. And then we've got a property photos page where you can upload the property photos for the property. So you can just go in and you can upload all of the property photos that you want to into the report. And then you can share this report with your business partners, your investors, and your lenders to show them all of the detailed due diligence that went into the deal. So again, that only took a few minutes, and we were able to analyze the deal to determine the maximum purchase price that we should be offering for the property. And then we were able to create a detailed professional investment report that we can share with our investors to either help us get funding or financing on the project, or just prove that we've done our due diligence for our business partners and investors. So if you have any questions on how to analyze a deal in a matter of minutes, please let me know.